My husband said he was working overtime during lunch break. I was deeply shocked when I found out the truth. I'm Emily, 29, a third grade teacher in Seattle, married for 4 years. Our life seemed flawless. Shared weekend runs, synced smartwatches to track our fitness goals, dreaming of that first home together. But 2 weeks ago, the cracks hit hard and fast. He burst through the door, tie askew, face flushed like he'd sprinted a marathon. Overtime crushed me today. Huge deadline, he muttered, planting a quick kiss before raiding the fridge. His watch vibrated on the counter, screen lighting up with a heart rate of 142 BPM. Right around midday, strange for endless meetings. It happened again the next day. Spikes hitting during lunch hours, day after day. He'd shuffle in smelling of faint perfume that wasn't mine, dodging our evening jog with excuses about exhaustion. My stomach knotted tighter each time, whispers of doubt turning into a roar. Something was off, way off, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I needed answers, fast. If you've ever experienced doubt about your husband, please share your story and how you handled it with me. That evening after work, Ryan kicked off his shoes and headed straight for the shower without a word. I followed him into the bathroom, arms crossed. Rough day again? He nodded under the water, mumbling about client demands. I pressed harder. You've been gone every lunch for 2 weeks. What's the project? He shut off the faucet, towel around his waist, eyes avoiding mine. Just crunch time, Em. Nothing to worry about. His voice stayed flat, too rehearsed. I waited until he left for his fantasy football draft. The house was quiet. I opened the fitness app on my phone. Our watches synced years ago for joint challenges. I scrolled to location history. The map loaded slowly. A cluster of pings appeared at the same address every weekday between 12 and 1:30. Not his office downtown. Not the gym. The pin dropped on a familiar street in Bellevue. My sister Jessica's condo. My chest tightened. Jessica, who'd been super busy lately, always texting during family dinners. I screenshot the logs, heart pounding now for reasons that had nothing to do with running. I called my best friend Sarah, the one who'd set us up on a blind date back in college. She picked up on the second ring. Hey, Teach, what's up? I sent her the images. Silence stretched. Then, that's Jessica's place. I was there last month for her housewarming. She paused. You sure the watch is his? I double-checked the device ID. No mistake. Sarah exhaled. We need to talk in person, tomorrow. The following morning, Ryan left early for a team breakfast. I stayed behind, coffee cooling in my hand. The shared cloud account linked our phones and watches, set up when we trained for that half marathon together. I opened the messaging backup. Threads loaded one by one. His chat with Jessica sat near the top, pinned. Messages stretched back months. Casual at first. Work memes, lunch invites. Then the tone shifted. Miss our late night talks, he wrote. Jessica replied with a heart emoji and same, feels like old times. Another thread, him complaining about my long hours grading papers, her offering a shoulder whenever. Photos attached. Selfies in her kitchen, his arm around her waist. One caption read, "Wish this was every day." My fingers froze on the screen. I dug deeper into her profile through mutual contacts. Jessica finalized her divorce 6 months ago. Quietly. No family drama mentioned. She kept the condo, started night shifts at the hospital to avoid overlap with my schedule. The timeline matched his overtime spikes perfectly. More texts surfaced. Plans to meet during my parent-teacher conferences. Excuses ready if I asked questions. He promised discretion. She sent voice notes laughing about keeping secrets from little sis. Each line twisted the knife. I exported the entire conversation thread to a secure folder. Evidence stacked. Timestamps, read receipts, even deleted messages recovered from the backup. Ryan had no idea the cloud stored everything. Jessica played innocent in group chats with the family, asking about my lesson plans while plotting behind my back. The betrayal cut double. Husband and sister, both lying straight to my face. Over the next few days, I printed the GPS logs and organized screenshots into a timeline. Sarah offered to review everything for gaps. We met at her apartment after my classes ended. She spread the pages across the coffee table, nodding slowly. The pattern emerged crystal clear. No overlap with Ryan's actual office hours. I turned my focus to the upcoming event. My dad Robert's 60th birthday fell on a Saturday. Perfect timing for the whole family to gather at the lake house he rented every year. Invites went out weeks earlier. Jessica confirmed she'd bring dessert. Ryan volunteered to grill. I replied into the group thread with a thumbs up emoji, keeping my tone light. Behind the scenes, I compiled a slideshow on a private drive. Each slide paired location data with corresponding alibis Ryan fed me. I added notes on Jessica's post-divorce dating app activity. Public profiles showed her swiping during the same windows. Cross-referencing felt methodical, almost therapeutic. Sarah suggested printing physical copies as backup in case devices failed. I contacted the lake house manager to reserve an extra projector, framed it as a surprise tribute video for Robert. The real plan locked in. Midway through dinner, the screen would display the evidence for everyone to see. No warnings, no private confrontations. Robert deserved the truth on his milestone, surrounded by those he trusted most. Ryan remained oblivious. Packing cooler bags and practicing his steak rub, Jessica sent texts about wine pairings. I responded politely, forwarding nothing to Sarah. The folder grew heavier on my desktop, undeniable proof sealed and ready. As the birthday party approached, Ryan grew more attentive. Surprise gifts, extra chores around the house. He suggested couples' photos for Robert's memory board. Jessica chimed in via text, sharing recipe ideas for the cake. I mirrored their enthusiasm, volunteering to handle decorations. In quiet moments, I noticed their private exchanges. Ryan stepped onto the balcony during dinner prep, phone glued to his ear, voice low. Jessica's car lingered in our driveway longer than necessary when dropping off supplies. They coordinated arrivals separately to avoid suspicion. I maintained the facade, laughing at Ryan's jokes about aging gracefully. At night, he scrolled through old vacation albums on the couch beside me, reminiscing aloud. Jessica sent family poll questions. Who preferred ribs or salmon? I voted salmon, knowing Ryan hated fish. Evidence preparation stayed discreet. I transferred files to a thumb drive hidden in my purse, tested playback on my laptop. Sarah ran a final check for clarity. Ryan packed the car with folding chairs and coolers, oblivious. Jessica arrived early to help set tables, hugging me tightly. The lake house filled with relatives, cousins, aunts, my brother Brandon hauling ice bags. Robert beamed at the banner we strung across the deck. Ryan fired up the grill. Jessica arranged platters. I slipped the drive into my pocket. Smile. Fixed. On the day of Dad's birthday, guests mingled on the deck overlooking the water. Robert cut the cake while Brandon passed slices. Ryan flipped burgers, joking with uncles. Jessica refilled drinks, weaving through the crowd with ease. I waited until everyone settled at the long table. Plates clattered, laughter rose. I stood, remote in hand. Before dessert, I have a quick presentation for Dad. The projector hummed to life behind me. The first slide appeared, Ryan's watch data overlaid on a city map, midday clusters marked in red. Gasps rippled. Robert leaned forward. Brandon paused mid-bite. Ryan dropped his fork. Jessica froze, glass halfway to her lips. Next slide, heart rate graphs peaking consistently during lunch hours. Then screenshots of their messages. Can't wait for our next meeting, paired with GPS pins at her condo. The room fell silent except for the lake lapping outside. Ryan stammered, "This is private. Turn it off," Jessica added. "She's twisting everything. He was helping me through a tough time." Their excuses clashed instantly. Ryan claimed emotional support for her post-divorce stress. Jessica insisted he needed an escape from my demanding job. Neither story aligned. Robert's face hardened. Brandon pulled out his phone, recording discreetly. Cousins whispered. I advanced to the final slide, a timeline merging all data points. Undeniable! Ryan lunged for the remote. I stepped back. Jessica's eyes darted to the exit. The projector clicked off, but the images lingered in everyone's minds. Forks lay forgotten. The celebration shattered. After the chaos settled, I faced Ryan across the table. We're done. I've contacted a lawyer. His shoulders slumped. Jessica bolted for the door, but Robert blocked her path with a quiet stare. Brandon kept filming until she turned away. Family members filed out slowly, avoiding eye contact with the pair. Ryan tried pleading in the driveway. I walked past to load my car. Jessica's pleas echoed from the porch, ignored by cousins packing leftovers. News spread fast in our circle. Ryan's boss called the next workday, citing client complaints after rumors hit the office grapevine. Termination followed swiftly. His role required trust with sensitive accounts. He packed a duffel and crashed on a coworker's couch. Jessica faced isolation harder. Mutual friends unfollowed her profiles. Group chats excluded her from plans. Robert changed the locks on the family cabin she once used for getaways. Brandon uploaded the clip to a private album shared only with relatives. Views climbed as aunts and uncles reacted with shock. I filed papers citing irreconcilable differences, attaching proof for asset division. The apartment went on the market. I moved essentials to Sarah's spare room temporarily. Ryan contested nothing, signing quickly to avoid court. Jessica lost hospital shifts when colleagues whispered. Management reassigned her to less desirable hours. Brandon expanded the video with context, circulating it among extended family. Support poured in for me, meal trains, legal advice from an uncle-in-law. Ryan's attempts at damage control failed. Former mentors distanced themselves. Jessica deleted social accounts entirely. The lake house evening ended with Robert hugging me tightly. No one touched the remaining food. 2 months later, the judge stamped the final decree. Assets split 60-40 in my favor. Washington state law favored the primary earner, and pay stubs proved it. The apartment sold at asking price. I took my share and rented a small place near school. Ryan vanished from mutual circles, bouncing between cheap motels. Jessica faded further. Hospital gossip led to a formal review. She transferred to a clinic 2 hours away. Former patients requested reassignments. Family gatherings skipped her name from invites. Robert hosted Sunday dinners without tension for the first time in years. I settled into Dad's guest room initially, then moved out with Brandon's help hauling boxes. Sarah organized a housewarming with coworkers, laughter-filled rooms that once echoed lies. Ryan sent one email begging reconciliation. I deleted it, unread. Jessica tried through a cousin. The message returned undelivered. Looking back, the smartwatch data saved me from deeper deception. Trust your instincts when patterns shift. Technology confirms what the heart suspects. Family loyalty runs deeper than marriage vows. Blood doesn't betray blood. Cheating destroys more than one relationship. It fractures entire support systems. Viewers often ask if I regret the public reveal. No. Silence enables liars. Truth rebuilds boundaries. Prioritize self-respect over saving face. Surround yourself with people who choose honesty daily. Ryan and Jessica lost jobs, friends, and reputation because actions carry weight. I gained clarity, independence, and unbreakable family ties. The birthday chaos became legend in our clan. Robert still chuckles about his memorable 60th. I teach my students resilience every day. Betrayal stings, but recovery empowers. Never settle for less than transparency in love or kinship.